Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Blueford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. April is National Poetry Month, and for April of 2022, I am reading some of Horace's odes. The translation that I'm using is that of David Ferry, who is sometimes a bit loose with the Latin, but I think captures the spirit of the odes, which I think is about as good as you can hope with lyric poetry translated. A lot is going to get lost in the translation in any case, but I think at least these translations are poems. A lot of the translations of Horace they're just not very good. So today we're going to look at poem 7 from Book 2 of the Odes, which Ferry entitles "To an Old Comrade in the Army of Brutus." So Brutus and Cassius, after they killed Julius Caesar, led the forces of the Republic against Mark Antony, Octavian, and a guy named Lepidus. They lost, right? That's the side that lost. So Horace, I don't think he was actually much of a soldier, but he was at least sympathetic to the aims of Brutus and Cassius, and he ended up losing, a lot of property, his estate, as a result when Brutus' side lost. Horace was allowed to return to Rome, where eventually he came into the favor of Octavian, mainly through a guy named Gaius Maecenas. So here this poem is directed at a man named Pompey, not the Pompey who fought against Julius Caesar, because of course he died, and not Pompey's son, who would have died quite some time before this. Pompey's son engaged in piracy against Octavian and Mark Antony after they had won. They were ruling together, and Pompey, sort of worked against them. This is some other person, and it may be that the name Pompey here is made up. But anyway, this is a fellow that he knew when they were on the side of Brutus and Cassius. He also has been, pardoned, and they're going to meet in Rome. Dear friend, who fought so often together with me in the ranks of Brutus in hardship and in danger, under whose sponsorship have you come back, a citizen again, beneath our sky? Pompey, we drank together so many times, and we were together in the Philippi fight, the day I ran away, leaving my shield, and Mercury got me out of it, carrying me in a cloud, in a panic, right through the enemy rage. But the undertow of a wave carried you back into the boiling waters of the war. Come, stretch your weary legs out under this tree. Let's dedicate a feast to Jupiter, just as we told each other we'd do someday. I've got good food to eat, good wine to drink. Come, celebrate old friendship under the laurel. He mentions Philippi, which was the big battle between Brutus and Cassius against Antony and Octavian, which Brutus and Cassius lost. The line here, though, is a bit suspicious, where he says, "The day I ran away, leaving my shield." There is a poet, the oldest lyric poet we have, a guy named Archilochus, who lived in the 7th century BCE, so the 600s. He has a short poem where he basically says, yeah, I lost my shield in battle and I ran away, but I'm still alive, so I can buy another one. So he's sort of a cynical take on the warrior, right? None of this come back with your shield or on it stuff for Archilochus. And my guess is Horace here is following that sentiment. He's certainly alluding to that famous poem by Archilochus when he says the same thing here. So that was poem 2 of book 7. That was book 7 of book 2 of Horace's odes to an old friend from the army of Brutus.